Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I just wanted to make a video with a bit of a life update. I haven't made a video in a while, and the reason for that is that I was returning to Ireland from New Zealand, and I just had a couple of good manifestations along the way. And for me, because I've been practicing this stuff so regularly, it feels like manifestation is becoming easier and easier, and the big manifestations are just like coming quicker and more instantly into my life. So I just wanted to share with you some of the things I've been doing, and basically what has been happening. So the first one, which is a bit of a roundabout manifestation, is my visa was up in New Zealand, and I was kind of feeling that dreaded feeling of coming back to Ireland, because New Zealand is like the paradise land. It's just so beautiful and the weather is gorgeous. It's so sunny. It's a different way of life. But deep down, I knew I needed to return to Ireland. It just felt difficult because it was going into winter and I was leaving such a fabulous place and friends and just an amazing year behind me. So I did notice a lot of resistance coming up, but I had kind of like this light bulb moment. Oh yeah, why am I allowing this to be a negative experience? I can just manifest feeling great. I can just manifest being excited coming back to Ireland. Like, I make the rules in my life. Like, we choose what we want to believe, and anything is possible. You can use it for anything. So I decided to brainwash myself kind of with the feeling of excitement to come back to Ireland. So I first of all started scripting. So I kept scripting like, oh my God, when I got back to Ireland, I was so excited. I just felt enchanted by the weather. Everything just looked and felt so glorious. It felt like home. I felt so welcomed coming back there. Just pure excitement and joy. I wrote that in my scripting a little bit every day, not even much, like I maybe only did a couple of days. And every time I thought about going back to Ireland, I visualized myself smiling and being excited and just being so happy to be there. And just that little bit of work was enough. I noticed my perception beginning to shift. I noticed myself feeling better. And within a couple of days, I started actually saying out loud, oh my God, I'm so excited to go back to Ireland. So it was such a drastic shift of being dreading to excitement. And I basically just brainwashed myself. I implanted beliefs, ideas, and feelings into my subconscious mind and just pre-paved the way for what I wanted rather than what I didn't want. And you can do this with anything. So that was a really small time frame of me throwing energy in the direction of what I wanted to see rather than what I didn't want to see. And now I'm back in Ireland, and I found myself even saying the sentences that I had scripted, like, I'm so enchanted by the weather. I actually said that, and it was like, that's not even something I would usually say. That was in the scripting, and I found myself actually saying that. So it really does prove that you can kind of create what you want. Your thoughts and your feelings really do manifest, and you can use it for anything. You can even like use it for how you want to feel. It doesn't even have to be specific. So that was the first thing. And the second thing then was flying business class. So I don't know about you, but for me, business class always felt like something that was really, really out of reach. It seemed like something you had to be like insanely rich for. And it just seemed like this kind of like far away thing to me. Until again, I realized, hold on a second, I can actually just manifest this. So I started to kind of work on myself and my belief systems. What am I saying to myself? See what I just noticed. The limiting belief. Oh, you have to be really rich to fly business class, first of all. And second of all, that's implying that I'm not really rich. So why can I not start believing that I am really rich? Because if I want to be really rich, I have to believe it first. I have to believe I'm worthy of it. I have to believe it's possible. And I have to embody that version of me. So when I realized this, by the way, awareness is the first step. Once you become aware of all of this, it's so easy to change it. So just the regular checking in, and this comes up a lot for me when I'm journaling or scripting. I start to notice my own limiting beliefs and catch them so I can change them. So yeah, I noticed it, and then I started doing the practices. So I started scripting about flying business class. Like, I just kept visualizing as I was scripting an email saying upgraded. That's it. I just felt the feeling of what it felt like to be like, I've upgraded, and that's normal and natural for me. And by the way, I did not want to manifest it for free because I wanted to feel like I belong there. Like I said before, I wanted to feel that I am rich and this is where I should be, because that's the kind of person I am. You know, like changing your belief systems. I talk about this in other videos. So I started scripting about it. I started visualizing, seeing the word upgraded in an email, and I started to feel what it would feel like if it had already been done. And for me, that was, you know, comfort, luxury, peace, like coming back to Ireland in a really good mood, well slept, because the whole journey was almost 30 hours. One flight was 20 hours and then a small stop, and then the other one was like 8 hours. So it was a long flight. So if any time in my life, it was now that I was going to manifest this. So yeah, I started doing it every morning, and this was maybe for about a week and a half. And I noticed the shift. And by the way, this is how you know exactly when your manifestation is coming. I started to feel like it already happened and it was a memory. Because I had been scripting so much, your subconscious mind does not know the difference between reality and imagined. That's why this stuff works so well. And another tip to note as well is that your subconscious doesn't know the difference between no, like not. Like, so if you say, I don't want to be late, you're just activating the vibration of late. So always speak in positive terms. That's like another tip for scripting. So yeah, that's when I knew it was coming, because I started to realize, oh yeah, I felt like it already happened. I was like, is this a memory? I just got very like confused, and then I realized, oh my God, it's actually working. I'm like brainwashing myself. I'm ingraining this into my subconscious that this is already happening, almost like a memory. So at that stage, I knew it was done, and I just let it go. I absolutely let it go, knowing. I just knew, you know, a deep sense of knowing that it was done. That night, I woke up and I got an email and I just saw the word upgraded. And I was like, oh my God. I had just got an email saying you've been selected for a promotion to upgrade. Now, usually we rang like Emirates a couple of days before that and asked how much it would be to upgrade, and it was 11,000. So I was like, okay, no, I'm going to keep manifesting. But when I got this email that said upgraded, said you've been selected for a promotion, and the upgrade was only something like $1,700. So I was like, for me, that was totally manageable. Like in my head, it was manageable. You know, it wasn't like that was just nothing to me. That was still a substantial amount of money to me. But in my mind, I made it a priority. This is important for me. I can afford it. So this is what I'm going to choose to invest my money in, because the payoff is feeling luxurious, feeling abundant. It's aligning with the highest version of myself that I want to be. So for me, this was an investment that I was choosing to spend my money on, and the price just felt perfect. And like I had said in my scripted, I wanted to pay for it. So in that moment, I just felt that overwhelming sense of, I absolutely manifested this. And here was me doing the practices and the work, and then it just appearing in my reality within a week. So I just wanted to share that with you because it was a wonderful experience. I feel more aligned with that version of me because of that. And it was just such a formula, like a recipe for manifesting anything you wanted. It's just feel as if it's already happened. Spend some time scripting, believe it's possible, align with that version of you that you want to be. You know, like as I said, when I chose to pay for it, that really helped me to align with the highest version of me rather than just as someone who has to get it for free, you know? So that's kind of another way of looking at it, to shift your perspective. And yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. And it just proved again to me, you can manifest anything, and you can manifest anything like that. Really, like, it's super easy. It's just it's a shift in perspective, really. Yeah, so those were like two big manifestations that happened to me recently. And another thing I wanted to share as well that's been coming up a lot in my life is on the topic of judgment. So something I've been realizing lately is when you judge somebody, you're actually judging yourself. And this was such a huge revelation, because the only reason they're triggering you is because it's something in yourself you see in them that you don't like, or something you see in them that you want to embody, but you don't feel worthy of, or you don't feel capable of. So it's easier to judge them than it is to feel the pain or the judgment of yourself. So you project it out onto them. Or you could be judging a past version of yourself, of an old version of you that you're judging for this behavior. And I wanted to share this because this was such a huge revelation for me, and it's helping me kind of unearth and uncover some of the judgments and the behaviors and the feelings that are actually holding me back from my manifestation. Because if you are constantly looking outward rather than looking inward and taking responsibility for everything that's happening in your life, you give your power away. And when you give your power away, it's harder to manifest because you're blocking yourself. You're literally blocking yourself. So all of this like beautiful, fun manifestation practices that I do really work, but you can speed it up by really doing the inner work and being willing to take responsibility for how you're feeling, responsibility for what's going on in your life. Like, take radical responsibility. Everything that's happening in my life, in one way or another, I'm creating. So I began to start to see this, and anytime I got triggered, I would say to myself, okay, why is that triggering me? Because first of all, if someone ever says anything judgmental to you, the only reason it's affecting you is because you believe it. If someone said to you, oh my God, your skin is so purple, it wouldn't affect you because you don't believe that about yourself. It's only when it's something that you already believe to be true that it hurts you. So when we start to realize this, we can start to begin to validate ourselves instead of depending on the validation of other people. So when you notice that, like, wow, I do believe this about myself, you can start to talk to your inner child and say, like, wow, I love you. I can validate you. You are enough. And you can start to reprogram yourself by loving yourself when you notice these belief systems coming up, rather than just attacking the other person for saying something that hurt you. If you always turn it back in yourself, you're empowering yourself in any situation, and you're also setting yourself free, because no one can then hurt you because you're always in charge and you're always taking responsibility for everything. So it's just been coming up a lot lately for me, and I've been uncovering a lot of judgments I've been making on other people, turning it back on myself, and then loving myself through it and being able to resolve it, completely resolve it in myself. And then when things come up again, I'm no longer triggered. There's no longer an emotional response because I've healed that part of myself. Anyway, I'm going to dive deeper into that into another video. If you're interested in that sort of thing, please leave a comment below, because I'll be delighted to know if this is something you want to hear about or you want to know more about, because it's definitely transforming my life. And I do believe it is related to manifestation, because the lower you go in yourself, the more you get to know yourself truly, the higher you can go and the more space you're creating to allow in joy. So it's all interlinked, and I'm just feeling more empowered than ever before, and I'm just so happy to share whatever I'm learning with you guys. So definitely, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to share the video with anyone else you think it might help, and let me know down below if the judgments is something you're interested in, or if there's anything else, any other topics that you are interested in that you'd like me to expand or elaborate or touch on. Definitely let me know, because my intention for this channel is to just help as many people as possible through my lessons and things I've learned in my life, and I really just want to serve as many people as possible. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.